Today is a day spent mostly in the garden, bird feeding and looking over all the new growth in the garden and a haircut for Moosey. Come on and join me. So I'm going to put on my gardening hat and we're heading out to the garden. Look at the beautiful red geranium. It is flourishing. We've also had a couple of roses already. There's another bud coming. And in the back, our bougainvillea is doing beautifully. We have hydrangeas starting to bloom, and the iris are coming. We have 3 little buds, big buds here, and we're very anxious to see what color they'll come out. I think we have 3 lilies about to bloom, and the shorter one is ready too. Isn't that really exciting? Well, we've been gone for the whole weekend, almost 3 days, which means the birds are all out of food. Now, the little lesser goldfinch eat only this Niger seed, which is tiny little seeds, like they're black and they're smaller than rice, put into these socks. Now, I know you've heard this a million times, but for those that haven't, this is how the feeding goes. I usually hold this here in case I drop any food. Just pour this in. Ooh. Okay, now I have to start shaking so it starts going down. There's always a boo-boo of some kind. There it goes. Little snack grounds. So I take these out of the package, and they're all put together with some form of a, I don't know, a jello or something. And there's a lot of black sunflower seeds, white seeds, and regular seed. And you just pop them right on here. You could put 2 or 3, but they're too expensive to give to the birds all at once. Down here, it says mealworm medley. Now, quite frankly, I don't see many mealworms in there. It seems the same as my regular feed, but just for the sake of trying to do something different, I'm gonna put this in now. Okay, this is filled up. I close that up, have that ready to go. And the only thing that I have to do is put some seeds, or maybe mixed in with the earthworms, on the blue house feeder, and we're ready to go. Okay. You know, it would go further if you put milk on it and maybe some fruit, so it wouldn't be so expensive. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what everything else does. I mean, for me, if you're going to feed it to me. Oh, that's true. But you're easy. Yellow lesser goldfinch. Let's see how they do. Now I'm going to go over to the blue house and the beehive, and I'm going to put some of this around the edge. This is the mealworm. Hopefully we'll see some of that, and I'm putting cat food out for our bluebird. Yeah, the blue jay. Yeah, very good. Super. Okay, my outfit today is one of my cute little garden overalls. Nice. And I have my red clogs on, my garden clogs. Cute? Yep. It's a beautiful day. Perfect for these. Yep. Yay, cat food. You say feeding cat food to the birds. Believe it or not, our bluebird ladies and gentlemen adore the cat food. Well, when I used to feed the cat in the patio, the bluebirds would come in and eat the cat food. So we're gonna try it on 2 of the feeders. So here we go. Now I'm gonna put it all around the edge. Okay. Country house, and they do, the bluebirds love this. So once again, cat food. We'll see who else likes it. Me, with sardines on it. Okay, come on birdies. Look who I managed to capture. You haven't seen Shamu in a while. She really is very, very reticent to come into the patio because she knows that's where we've had bad people in here. So here she is, sitting with Nanny on the patio. Now, I wonder if she knows that I'm feeding some of her cat food to other animals. She never cared before, so she didn't mind sharing. But Shamu has been fine. I think I mentioned that she's still traumatized by the coyote attack, that she did survive and is fine. That was what, about 2 months ago. But when she comes outside, she has to be with Moose or myself. Not because we want it, but we see to think the coyotes might be gone from our little area up on the hill up there. However, she still sniffs around, and evidently cats have a memory. If anybody of you know anything about memories and what a cat remembers and how it affects them, I truly believe that this cat, who's 14 years old, does have memories of that bad attack and somehow still behaves in a manner that she wants to behave in. So she's very happy here right now with us. And let's see, maybe she might, oh, I never should have mentioned it, but I was gonna give her a little cat food. Here, Shamu, want some cat food? Here you go, there. So, now I have to get ready and to give Moose his haircut. A promise is a promise. And we have a weekend coming up where we're going back to San Diego because Lizzie, once again, is the star of the show. Lizzie is in a play. She is in a theater group, not inside her school, but that is her thing. She loves to act. And she's in The Wizard of Oz. And even Mikey and Sabrina have their jobs too. Mikey, believe it or not, is one of the fellas that helps the monkeys and the witches fly. So however that's going to be done, he says he's learning it tonight at a rehearsal. And whether it's automatic or involves ropes or what, but let's hope he does a good job of helping the flying animals and witches. How many haircuts do you think I've given you in your lifetime?
You know, I have so many wise things to say, and yet in this cameo, I feel like a doofus.
Yeah.
You know, I have wise, you know, verbum sapientia satis est, you know, word to the wise is sufficient.
I am impressed with your Latin. Okay, are you ready?
Hey, you turn that camera off.
All right. Wait till you see what a pro I am. Well, it's noontime, and I've just come in from the garden, and I finished cutting Moosey's hair, but guess what? When I got to the razor part where you use the electric razor, my electric razor was dead. So I have to charge it, and I can do that later. But the most important part of the haircut is over with. And now I've done all my jobs for the morning, including some gardening, because when you're away for a couple of days, people miss you, like birdies and kitties, and I've replenished some cat food. And meanwhile, I want to show you what I'm using now, ladies. Thanks to you, I'm not using the nuggets anymore either. I'm using that clumping sandy medium, which has been fabulous. So this is the clumping cat food that you all told me was much, much better than the nuggets. And we have finished one 20-pound box, and it's wonderful. You'll also see some pictures of our weekend in San Diego, just a few. It was a wonderful weekend with Lizzie and her making her first Holy Communion. And the fun was that a lot of our family was there, and that always warms our hearts, Moosey's and mine. The taco truck arrived and set up a beautiful tent, and the food was out of this world. Lizzie and her family put on a little show for us, and Lizzie loved her crucifix that we got her. It was wonderful. These are some of our children. Debbie and I wore our Cinco de Mayo dresses, and here we are at the church. Debbie is the godmother to Lizzie, and Dane always takes care of Moosey. Wonderful day. I'm also telling one or two little stories about the indignities of getting older. Things that you never would have thought of 20 years ago. You're going to get some laughs and enjoy this. Way, I also am going to do an unbagging of a bag of clothes that Debbie gave me, not helping with my purging, that's for sure. Some of the little indignities, and to me, they're not indignities anymore. And the reason that they're not is because my family, my kids, And my grandkids and even great-grandchildren have accepted this, and they, in their caring and loving hearts, know that these are some of the things that happen to your grandma or your great-grandma when they get old. And your grandpa, too, of course. They see Moosey in a wheelchair or with his rollator. And so when I try and get up out of a chair, which happened at the party that we were down there in San Diego, it was mostly family. Some of their friends were there also, and some of their children, but mostly our family. Everybody went down. And before I tried to get up out of one of those low patio chairs, and I tried a couple different ones. Some worked better than others. And right as I started to come up, somebody would run over automatically, whether it was Colleen or Dub or Matthew or Dane, or even one of the little Megan, who's 11 years old. They automatically come over and say, let me help you, Nanny. And I think that's wonderful, not only because it helps me and I don't have to shout for anyone, but because they have accepted this care and love for us in their hearts, and they know what they have to do automatically without causing a big fuss. I am so grateful for that. And I hope you have some family or friends that do help you out in those moments too. Thinking and talking last night about traveling in your latter years, traveling when you're older, let's put it that way. There are so many extra things you have to think about before you go away. You know, packing for a weekend in San Diego, or a week here, or a week there, or 2 weeks up to Idaho used to be easy. But now that we're older, there are some things that just are extras that are absolutely necessary. And without them, we wouldn't be able to travel. So I call them my little indignities of getting old. And I have many, but I'm only going to tell you about one or two right now that did come up during our weekend in San Diego. And my new little traveling companion is my, what I call my toilet lifter. I have one of these portable seats, and it's probably 8 inches high, and it's plastic, lightweight, it's bulky, but it sits on top of your toilet. You put the seat up and the grooves on the bottom fit right into the hole. They're wonderful. And normally I keep it here at home, but when I go somewhere, if we have to stay in a hotel, or Mikey's house has these little tiny kindergarten ones that are about this high, I don't know how he and Sabrina even sit on them, or when Sabrina's dad comes. Maybe he's in better shape, but he's in late 70s also. So normally I will bring it down to Mikey's, and the kids laugh. And I have this, I bring it in one of my bags. I am going to make a very fancy felt carry bag for that little item. And it's soft, and maybe I'll do it in black. Maybe I'll put something on the front, funny something. But I realize that now that is one of my traveling companions, because when you're in the bathroom and you're alone, who's gonna come? Who can you scream for? Who can you think of that you might want to lift you off the toilet? Anyway, I did not bring it into Mikey's house. It sat in the car, mainly because there were so many guests at this party that I thought, no way can I leave that toilet lifter in the bathroom, because, you know, I could have put it in the shower and hidden it and then dragged it out. I didn't think of that, but I was not going to put it on the toilet. All you do is set it on, take it off anyway. So I did manage to get up, because next to that is a sink, and I can always lean on that, and there's different ways to help yourself up. But we did have to stay in a hotel because Mikey's putting this big addition on his house, and there are no beds set up for us yet. They have this great guest room, but there's no furniture in it, and the carpeting isn't in yet, and the walls haven't been painted. But so Mikey makes reservations for us, and we stay in a very nearby, one of those Holiday Inn type hotels. Very nice. So Mikey got us a nice room near the elevator, so Moosey doesn't have to walk too far with the rollator. And this is probably going to be cut because it's such a long story. So we went up to our nice room. It was sort of a suite, but it was right near the elevator. And we went in. Of course, the first thing you like to do after you've been traveling for a while, we were tired and we wanted to go to sleep, is go to the bathroom. Well, I went in there and I looked at the toilet. I used to teach kindergarten at one point. They used to have a little, that's why I call them kindergarten toilets. They used to have a little short toilet in the bathroom that I swear was no higher than, I don't even think it was 12 inches, not even a foot. And when I looked at the toilet in this hotel, now last time we asked for a handicap one, and it was a little bit higher. We could use that toilet. But I looked and I said, there is no way that I can do that. Now, my toilet lifter was still in the car. And because I had too much stuff I was bringing in, and I had a couple of bags, and I just decided, oh, I won't need it. But in the morning, when it was time to get up before we went down to breakfast, I just had to sit on the toilet. So I did get on the toilet. And have you ever been in a position where you thought, well, if I scream, maybe who will come? Who will hear me? So you had to be very creative and figure out what to do. Now, the only thing next to that toilet was the tub side. But the tub was very low. It wasn't a high tub. It was this high. So I thought, well, if I lean on that, I put my hands down, then I can have the momentum to get up. But it was still too low because my knees were bent too far, and there were I needed something higher to pull up to. Well, to make a long story short, I did it. Somehow I managed to get up, but it took me 10, 15 minutes to figure out how. So those are some of the little indignities of traveling. I've decided that if these are the only things that I have to find some solutions to, I am still blessed, because at least I can get around and I can figure out a way to get over these indignities. But someday I'm going to list all 10 of them in my mind. Some are funny, and some are, probably all of them, maybe you have too. If you don't have them now, down the line, maybe you will. Well, I think that's enough of that for a while. Once again, I forgot to take out I was going to use our microphones outside. I did buy a new set of microphones. Moosey keeps reminding me after the fact. So I have a little bit of fashion also to talk about. You know, every time I see Dub, she has a big bag of clothes for me that she has purged from her closet. Now, she obviously is a much better purger than I am. Oh, by far. You should have known Dubby in her teenage years. I mean, there were clothes on her floor this thick, believe it or not. And Moosey used to throw some of them out the window. They land on the trees and make her pay $1 for each thing that she had to retrieve. Mostly all she ever wanted was her cheerleading uniform. She was a cheerleader for Servite High School, the sister boys school. And she had to have her cheerleading sweater and her cheerleading skirt. So she always made sure that she paid for that first to get it back. Honestly, she is so neat now, you wouldn't believe it. How people change. But whenever I see her, she has a big bag of clothes for me, which doesn't help my purging. When I go through it, there's so much that I absolutely love. I pass on what I can't use to Margie. And look at this beautiful jacket. It's a Vince Camuto jacket that she bought, and she felt it was just too large in a way that I see many women wearing these as men's jackets. It's long, it's roomy, it does have the big shoulders, but you know I love my shoulder pads. And when I put it on, it does look almost like a man's jacket, but with thinner pants on the bottom, if I can get away with them with my bad knees. It really looks nice. And she sent a picture of herself lately at something where she wore it. She decided she didn't like it. I thought she looked beautiful in it. And I texted her. I said, you sure you don't want this back? You look so beautiful in it. And she said, no. But don't you love the color? Let me unbag with you if you'd like. Now, I did get one of these. If you notice, Dubby had one of her mariachi dresses on, but she evidently had another one, which I'm going to pass on to Margie since I already have one. So now all three of us will have our are what they call the Mexican wedding dresses. I just noticed these. Look at these. These are beautiful. They would be so comfortable. She and I wear the same size, as does Margie, by the way. And they're a beautiful pair of aqua sneakers. Why she doesn't like them, I don't know. But they seem to have a lot of things that I would like with my feet and legs. These might help. So I'll have to try these on. If not, Margie can get those. I see something in here that I like that's striped. I'm just seeing all this for the first time. Aren't these in that preppy style? These will look beautiful with my new white shirt, won't they? And I seem to think, yes, they're navy and white. Oh, a nice, just a beautiful shirt, button-down shirt in black. Or is that navy? No, it's navy. It'd probably look beautiful with those pants, won't it? And nice and light, almost sheer, but not really. This, it has a round neck with some, what is this? Maybe it's a over bathing suit thing with beautiful sleeves. I will have to try this on. It is quite sheer. So I like that. Oh, what is this? This looks like, I don't know. Is this a nightgown or a dress? Oh, wait, hold it. It has all these things on it. What is that? Is that a bottle of wine or champagne? It's a cute t-shirt. It's either a nightie. It's awfully pearly and beautiful for a night shirt, isn't it? Maybe it's just a summer t-shirt. I think that's what it is. It's a t-shirt dress, a cute little dress that maybe I would just wear around here on those hot days. It is cute though, isn't it? Another good haul from Dubby, and some to go to Margie as well. Thank you, Dubby. So thank you all for watching our video. This one was a quickie because we just got home from San Diego yesterday and I only have one day to do my filming and my editing. I hope you had a great weekend, and I want to thank all of you who are binging. I can tell that you're binging all my other ones, and you know what's going up in views is our trailer. I'm so glad you found the trailer on our homepage because it gives you a synopsis of what our family and what Moosey and I are all about and what we do at this stage of our lives in our mid-80s. And I think I somehow found an app, and I think it's so professional. I made this a couple of years ago and just love it. So look at that trailer that comes before all the videos on our homepage. All you have to do is say nannyandthemoose.com or just Nanny and the Moose YouTube. Go on Google and you'll get right there to the homepage and see all our videos. A lot of you have found it, and I thank you so much for enjoying and watching. I'll see you in a few days. Bye for now, and God bless us all.